No, come back. No, don't go all the way back, Shiro. Okay, everyone, attack him. Attack. There we go. That's right. Suck a dick, Shiro. Welcome back, everyone! For this month, it was the 20th anniversary for Guild Wars, so it's time to continue playing with the next expansion, Nightfall. I'm assuming you've seen my first Guild Wars video, because so far it's my most viewed video to date. Actually, it's technically my third highest video to date. I just looked at my videos from 2008 that I have unlisted, and they have about 14 and 15k views compared to my Guild Wars video, which is currently at 12k. Sadly, most of you haven't seen the Factions video, so please go watch it. Whatever the case, I talk about a little history of the game in the first video, so there's no need to go over that again, which means we're going to jump straight into this. Reminder that this video will go through the story, so spoiler warning, what I liked and disliked, and any funny or awkward moments that happened to me during my playthrough. Let's go defeat a god. Just like in Factions, if you created a Prophecies character, you will be able to do the Nightfall story when you arrive at Lion's Arch. A quest will pop up, and you need to talk to Lion Guard Figo. He says someone by the name of Cormyr, Spear Marshal of the Sun Spears, has traveled from a land called Ilona. She has been asking for me specifically, and is currently at Lion's Gate. Accept the quest and talk to the guard to let you through and speak to Cormyr. She has come here seeking heroes to save her land from a darkness. She mentions Nightfall. This is a darkness not only in Ilona, but she can sense the tendrils are coming here to Lion's Arch. We then have to defeat some creatures coming through rifts that appear in the city. They aren't much of a challenge, just run around and take out all the enemies and stand under the rifts for like a minute and the rift will be destroyed. Then talk to Cormyr again, who says, now that we have witnessed the darkness that threatens to destroy us all, we should come with her to Ilona and help her defeat their leader, Varesh Asa, who might be the one responsible for this darkness. We then head to the Sun Docks in Ilona. We get a cutscene describing Ilona and some foreshadowing of what is to come.
Night falls. The time of the five gods is at an end.
Now, there's quite a jump in the story here. The game assumes you started a new character and earned your status with the Sun Spears. Domkus Maximus in the cutscene seems to have already become a Sun Spear, but I haven't done anything for them, except come to this foreign land? Turns out in the tutorial area, which is this whole area, has you grinding quests until you improve your reputation high enough with the Sun Spears to do the first mission. From what I've read, it doesn't sound as bad as the Factions grind, but still, it might be annoying to some players having to repeat the same quests just for some reputation. Anyway, in the cutscene, we talk with another group to join us in the invasion of the Moon Fortress. Cormyr is leading the assault to take the city and defeat Varesh. For the first mission, one big change to missions in Nightfall is you need to have a specific hero in your party, such as Dunkoro, who is a monk, so I set him up to be a healer to replace Lora. It's an easy mission, just follow the linear path, taking out enemies along the way. Meet up with Narashi, and together we take the siege equipment called a bombard and use it to destroy the gate to get into the fortress. Dunkoro says he got word from Cormyr they have trapped Varesh in the Plaza of the Five Gods. Take out more enemies and follow the path to find Cormyr. We press forward and confront Varesh. She calls us fools and says her god, Abaddon, gives her strength, then casts some ritual which spawns a bunch of demons. They start killing all of our troops. Cormyr orders a retreat and we start running for it. We watch as Cormyr sacrifices herself to let us escape.
Running will not save you, fools. Abaddon is strong. Nightfall is coming.
Then we get some text. I guess this means some sort of time jump. It says their forces smashed by Varesh's demons, their allies slain or captured. The surviving Sun Spears search for sanctuary. We regroup with Koss and other Sunspear survivors. Koss says we are preparing to leave and need to get to a ship that will take us home to Istand. We just need to sneak past a Kornen garrison. Next mission, make sure to bring Koss. Before you can leave, talk to this guy to get the disarm trap ability. This mission is easy. Just stick to the right and take out enemies until you get to the other side. There is a bonus objective to attack all the towers around the garrison, but I just stick to the right side and then talk to Margaret. Koss seems to flirt with her, but she only cares about gold. So Koss pays her. Domkis asks if we can trust her, which Koss tells us as long as she keeps getting paid, she will help us. Meanwhile, at the garrison, Bale asks the captain why he let the Sunspears escape, then orders his troops to pursue and slaughter anyone that helped the Sunspears. And one more request.
Tell her to send me the hunger.
Next mission, we meet this centaur named Zed Shadowpaw, which sounds like a name for my cat. But wait, his name is actually Shadow Hoof. I think that might be a typo. Anyway, he needs our help rescuing the leader of his pride and the other centaur. His plan is for us to get captured, then one of the guards they trust will free us? Make sure Zed is in your party, then turn ourselves in and wait for the guard to unlock our cell. Then we need to explore the area and find all the other cells and unlock them to release the centaur. They will aid us for the rest of the mission. We do need to kill the taskmasters in order to collect a key for each cell. They're usually patrolling nearby. There is also a bonus objective to take out 3 mini-bosses. Once you free all the centaur, then head to the central garrison to free the last centaur to complete the mission. Sometime later, Zed thanks us for our help and wishes to come with us. But Domkis isn't sure if he can trust Zed after telling him the plan at the last moment. Zed said he did this because he thought we would try to flee if he told us the plan too soon. Also, he calls us Two Legs, which he apologizes for and says he will trust us fully from now on.
Alright, you can come along. We can use your help. But watch your language. You lead. I shall follow.
Two Legs.
Meanwhile, the bad guys continued to follow us, but Alex's minions stayed behind to make this cutscene awkward. Varesh has the captain killed for failing to kill the Sunspears. She orders this demon creature called the Hunger on him. General Morgan then speaks up and tells her to stop killing her men, otherwise they won't have any soldiers left. She agrees and so orders General Bale to take Hunger and whatever forces he needs to find and deal with the Sunspears.
You are a good soldier, Bale. I would expect no less.
Next mission allows you to choose between 2 missions. This depends on which hero you take with you. I chose Master of Whispers, who in the cutscene tells Domkis there is a demonic force from the realm of torment in this town. It is trying to become the river and spread its taint. Domkis asks how he knows all this. It starts off with following our ally, Deja. She seems to follow a specific path, so just keep up with her and take out enemies along the way. Follow her into the city. She will then tell you how to make the final fight easier. You should shut off the water pumps. I'm not sure how to do that because I just ran straight for the boss and took him out without issue. The river has been restored, but we hear some strange noises. Domkis thinks a creature is coming for us, and we are trapped here. But the Master of Whispers says there must be a secret door and finds the button to open it. He also mentions this will take us to Vabi. Meanwhile, the Hunger arrives with General Bale, but it can sense the drought is dead. Bale orders the Hunger to go in there, but the Hunger turns around and tells Bale it does not answer to him, only to Abaddon and Varesh, and then tells them to follow him because he knows where the Sunspears are going. Next mission does not have a cutscene. Hagon tells us we have to get to Vabi. Cormyr has been freed. Remember her? Neither do I. The Kornan army is still tracking us. You need Dun Koro again in your party, and there's no map to look at. But you can use the compass to roughly see where you are going. First talk to Captain Bosita. He takes us inside the cave and then betrays us with an ambush. Then I decide to go left, but this group of enemies was a lot more difficult than I thought and actually defeated my party. So after a quick restart, I went to the right this time and circled around. The bonus is to listen to what Dun Koro says, but but he also gives some advice on avoiding enemies, so who cares what he thinks? Just keep pressing forward and attack the Corsairs. Avoid them as best you can. Eventually a cutscene will play of Dunkuro telling us it's this way, but he doesn't like the fact we are running away instead of staging a rebellion. He also thinks the path up ahead is a perfect place for an ambush.
You are correct there, Sunspear.
So just charge straight in and make sure the archers from above who are taking advantage of the Obi-Wan strategy can't attack you or your party. I would kill Bale first since he's a healer, then kill the Hunger to win. Donkus then tells everyone he is heading for Vabi. Everyone else is welcome to join with him, or stay back at the sanctuary.
Of course I'm coming along. You'd be lost without me.
You have led well so far. I will follow.
You dragged me this far, then ask if I want to be here? Typical two-leg thinking. Of course I'm with you.
This is my homeland. There's a celebration coming up. We can meet all the princes there.
Who the is that guy?
Sometime later, we watch General Morgan report to Varesh regarding Bale and the Hunger are dead. But she says she already knew about that. She plans on pursuing them into Vavi, but General Morgan says the army is stretched too thin. Varesh then summons more demons and says manpower is no longer a problem. More text to explain what's going on. After being pursued by Varesh's forces, the Sunspears have fled north to seek allies among the princes of Vavi. After completing several quests, you'll make it to Vavi, and in the cutscene we get introduced to a big event coming up, and the princes will be there. This is a solo mission. That's right, you'll get no help from anybody. As you make your way downstairs, you'll come across General Morgan. At the bottom of the stairs, you need to complete a couple of quests, or really they just feel like mini games. Talk to this kid, Dendi, then the kid, Mina, and dance. Then talk to Xylo and drink a bunch of alcohol by talking to people and ask to finish their drinks. It will get very warp-like on screen. Then talk to Master Lumbo and win a duel. Next, you need to copy the commands of this guy, Lumo. This can be difficult if the animation he does just isn't clear enough. All you do is hit the slash mark and something like dance or violin to match what he is doing. It did take me quite a few tries, but eventually I got lucky with all 10 correct. Lastly, talk to Jajumba, and you can just kill her to complete the quest. Then walk up to each prince and talk to them. Then a cutscene will play of one prince telling a story, then harpies attack to ruin the party. So help out everyone, take out the harpies. Just need to remember I don't have a healer to keep me alive, so I need to be cautious when fighting. Clear out the enemies, and then head upstairs and take out the last group of harpies to win. The princes were taken to a safe place, and when I meet up with them, they decide to go back to their own homes and not help us.
Those idiots.
Let them go. You've broken the ice. I have some leads that we should follow up on.
Next mission, we check up on General Morgan and Varesh. He says they have located the Sunspears, but she has other plans. It's not clear what they mean, but it sounds like she is going to attack the nation of Vabi. Morgan only asks if she can spare the priests, but after he walks away...
Ah, Morgan, your heart is good. It is a pity there will be no place for it in our new world.
Then meet up with Domkus and the Master of Whispers again. The prince gives an epic speech for the upcoming battle. Make sure the Master of Whispers is in your party. It's a wave defense mission. You can tell 3 groups where you want them to defend. I would run out and fight the waves right away, then attack the next group. For the bonus mission, there's 4 generals around the map. Defeat them before the final wave to win. Thanks to us, Prince Amter has agreed to help us. Then the Master of Whispers tells us his name is Jura, and then giant tendrils come out of the ground.
What is that?
It is a demonic manifestation, a part of Abaddon's realm pushing into the living world.
What does that mean? It means we are too late. Nightfall has come to Alona.
Next mission, we see what happened earlier that day near the Mirror of Liss. Morgan is talking to himself about Varesh, that she used to be a good person until the darkness corrupted her. That's about all the backstory we're going to get of her. Then Morgan finds Kihani dying on the ground. She tells him Varesh attacked the temple and killed all the priests. Morgan then confronts Varesh, but things don't go well, so Morgan runs away. Make sure Talcora is in your party. It's a simple, straightforward mission. Close the 3 rifts on this small map, but you also need to protect the middle, which I didn't know about and died twice. So keep your party close to the middle and watch for these spirits called the Blasphemy that run towards the middle. Defeat all enemies, and then a short time later, Morgan comes to tell us Varish is going into the Desolation, the mouth of torment, to unleash Abaddon onto the world. Morgan wishes to join us to right the wrongs of his people. Talcora says we should give him a chance. Then sometime later, Varish senses we defeated the Blasphemy. She says it doesn't matter, they must cross the sulphurous waste to return their god to his throne. Next mission, you'll need Milani. We seem to have returned back to Ronjok, and Milani feels that something bad is going to happen. We need to protect this area from demons. You'll also need to have the Vial of Purified Water ability for later. My first time doing this mission was quite interesting. I ran out to fight the enemy, and killed off most of them, and even got to the bonus objective. When I read the quest log, I needed the Purified Water ability, so I ran back and grabbed it, then got the bonus objective, however, then realized I was supposed to stay back there and defend Elder Jonan. He died, so I lost. Next attempt, I died to the bonus objective. I thought I only pulled one group, but somehow both got pulled, and they were just a little too strong. So I had to do the defense part again. This time I was more careful taking each group out, then got to the boss room. During the fight, more and more enemies seemingly kept spawning in. When 3 party members died, I had everyone retreat so we could try again. Laura has rebirthed so she can revive allies and pull their body to her without drawing aggro. Now it became a careful game of pulling the enemies to clear out the area. It took a while, but eventually I killed them off and then went for the kill on the Harbinger of Nightfall. Then talking to Milani afterwards, she feels relief now that the Harbinger is dead, and Domkis teases her about Koss liking her. Meanwhile, Varish can sense the Harbinger is dead, since the ruptures have stopped.
It is, mistress, and your reward is coming when you weaken the last barriers. Hail, Abaddon!
Yes. Hail, Abaddon.
Next mission, you'll need Zed. We need to catch up to Varish across the Great Desert, and we need to tame the desert worms. I wonder where they got that inspiration from. We need to find the worm's queen called Ajundu. She will allow us the power to ride her worms. In the cutscene, Zed is interrogating a grave walker for information on how to get across the desert. He says we need to use the worms to get across since no mortal can cross the sulfuric fields. I learned that the hard way after instantly dying not once, not twice, but 3 times. After a restart, I defeated the enemies and the queen. We then get to control the worms with new sets of abilities. They do feel quite powerful, but after a while, it starts to get stale. It's a problem in almost any video game. Give players something overpowered that makes them almost impossible to die, and it quickly kills enemies, means it's no longer a challenge. I began to yawn towards the end of this mission. There is a bonus objective by freeing these little worms, but just get to the end to see Zed and the Gravewalker trade insults, then tries to leave, but Zed wants to kill him, but Domkis says to let him go after he did help us.
And that is why humans rule, and your people are beasts of burden. They think things through.
Next mission, you'll need Morgan. We arrive at the mouth of torment, where the 5 gods defeated Abaddon. Morgan reflects on Varish, what she was like in the past.
But I will strike her down, only because I remember what she was. I will redeem her memory.
This is a short mission. You start by fighting Varish and 3 other Morganite clerics. Take them out and then drag her back to the start because when she dies, more adds will spawn and patrol the area. Varish will come back to life and be much stronger, which led to my first death here. Time to play like a careful bunny rabbit by pulling Varish just far enough to pull her and deal what damage I can before she runs back to the middle. After a while, I eventually trapped her in this corner and finished her off. Morgan apologizes to Varish, and then we wonder if it is all over. But Morgan thinks the barriers might have been weakened, and that's when we get pulled into the realm of torment. Nightfall is here, and we must face off with Abaddon himself in his realm. Next mission, we need to free the tormented souls in the river by breaking the dam. Abaddon and his allies get their power from these souls. You will need Dunkuro, and in the cutscene, he says, we shouldn't be here. Cormyr, who's now blind at this point, asks if he really wants to abandon these souls. He would, but then the spirit of his son appeared asking for his help. Now Dunkuro has a change of heart. I stayed to the left and took out the enemies along the way. Watch out for these Drider enemies because they can cast Meteor. It deals a lot of damage and knocks you down. Then when you get to the river, go to the right and cross the bridge. Take out the Emissary of Doom for the bonus objective. You need to find these torture web dryers to free souls. The next emissary is over here by staying to the left. Then head back and climb the stairs to find another emissary. Then head back again, and at the bottom of the stairs, follow the path to the left, circle around the fortress to find the remaining enemies, even this emissary where there should be a bridge, but it's invisible, or maybe the developers are playing mind games on us. Then take all the souls here to win. The souls destroy the dam and are set free. Dunkuro is doing alright and tells us what happened to his son. In short, he sent his son to investigate somewhere in the desert and was reported missing. Then Domkis asks Cormyr if she is innocent. She reveals that it was her that awakened Abaddon.
It was I that first found the inscriptions in Istan, and I that awakened the Apocrypha of Abaddon.
She then tells us the walls around Abaddon grow weak, and he will soon be free. We need to find a way to contact the 5 gods to get their help. Next mission, we arrive at the Margonite Temple of Abaddon. It is the only place in this realm where we can commune with the 5 gods. We just need to find a way in first. A soul tells us this temple used to be the temple of the 6 gods, before Abaddon became evil. The Margonites defaced the statues of the other 5 gods. When Abaddon fell, he pulled this temple into the realm of torment. Domkis asks Cormyr if she is alright.
No, we teeter on the edge of chaos, and it is my fault.
It's not your fault. Abaddon has worked for centuries to free himself.
Very well, my responsibility. Let us pray the gods will aid us.
You actually don't require any specific heroes for this one. Although, after playing it, I probably would have traded out Alex because most of the enemies don't allow him to raise minions. So sorry, Alex, but
You are the weakest link. Goodbye!
There's a few ways you can run through this map. I prefer sticking to the middle and crossing over these bridges. These Titan abominations are similar to the Titans of the first game. Kill them and they spawn a Pain Titan. Then, after killing that one, it spawns 2 Madness Titans. Getting to the end of the bridge, then follow the path to the right and we hear from a familiar text box. It's Shiro, and he sends his minions to attack me, but they are easy to deal with. Then the Undead Lich speaks and spawns in some rifts. Take out the portal wraiths to stop enemies from spawning, then are retreated before attacking another group. After destroying all rifts, we now have to fight the Undead Lich and Shiro. They fight just like they did as final bosses in the other 2 games. But luckily for you guys, there is a way to cheese it. When Shiro gets down to 25% health, he will cast this ability, Impossible Odds, which seems to reduce damage to him, and he deals a lot of AoE to anyone close by. So just stand about here to be out of range and keep Shiro having to reset and then run back to attack us. I know it feels like cheating, and I'm sure the Time Pals will remind me of that, but I didn't have time to try and coordinate my party to stay far enough away from Shiro and deal enough damage to defeat him. Then easily defeat the Lich to win. Domkis and Cormyr pray to the gods for their help, and they appear to basically tell us that we don't need their help. We already have their strengths within us.
And to you, Cormyr, a most special gift. This is your world now. This is your decision. You must make a choice that a mortal could make.
Our decision? They leave us some words of encouragement and expect us to fight a god?
The gods said we have a choice. A choice that only a mortal could make.
Yes. Yes, there is a choice. We can end this. We don't have to be driven by gods and their avatars. Let us go.
The final mission of Nightfall is probably what you expect. A boss fight with Abaddon. In the cutscene, it's a final moment for Domkis and all the heroes we've met on this journey. Each has something to say and then steps up to symbolize they are ready. Abaddon is basically in the form of the final boss of Star Fox 64, just a head and both hands. It's not actually a complicated fight. Just kill the adds near these round energy hills. Abaddon will use his hands to cast abilities, but once the adds are dead, it locks that hand down. I'm not actually sure how long they will keep the hands held down, but it seemed to hold for a while. Then go towards the head and defeat the adds to lock his head down. This will leave him vulnerable, and so use everything you have to deal as much damage as possible. Then I would retreat to one of the hands and rinse and repeat. I would consider waiting for your party to get energy back, then attack the other hand, then attack the head again. You'll need to do this 4 times, but each time the fight resets, Abaddon seems to unlock more abilities to deal more damage, and tentacles begin to spawn. So when you get to that 4th time, try to take out both adds for both hands quickly, before Abaddon does too much damage to your party. I was able to defeat Abaddon in my first try. He begins breaking up, and it looks like he's preparing to explode, but Cormyr says she is going to go in and contain that power. She says this is something the avatars gave her, and it's a choice only a mortal can make? Okay, whatever you say, Cormyr. She becomes shiny now, and has become the new god of secrets. She says Nightfall has passed, and she has much work to do repairing the world. She sends us back to our world. In conclusion, Guild Wars Nightfall was a decent expansion. Story-wise, it was a mess. I felt like I was jumping around a lot and seemingly meeting lots of characters off screen. Without any investment or going on at least 1 or 2 quests with them, I honestly didn't care for any of them. Still, it was epic to have to fight a god, so I'll give the developers credit to making my party and I feel powerful by taking on a god. The hero system is nice, and I know it was very different back in the day since you could only have 3 heroes in your party. Then you would have to choose henchmen to fill in. Also, let me know in the comments, what else did Nightfall specifically have to offer after you beat the story, since this is when I stopped playing. It makes the game feel very bare bones, but I'm sure there is more that I missed. There is always PvP to enjoy, but I've never liked PvP, mainly because I suck, and I don't know what the current meta builds are. Still, I would recommend playing through this expansion, and hope you enjoyed the journey. Next month, you should know by now, it's going to be a Star Wars game, and it also happens to be the 20th anniversary for this game. So, please subscribe and hit the bell to be ready for when it comes out. Also, check me out on the Time Palace podcast, links in the description. Thanks for watching, guys.